Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This is the meeting of the Lincoln County Commission, regular session on April 21st, 2016. All members present: Darrell Baker, Phoebe Norris, Charles Vance, and Jay Matthews. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the Lincoln County Commission regular session meeting on April 7th, 2016? All in favor say aye. Then I need a motion to approve the minutes of the special session that was held on April 19th, 2016. I'm sorry, that was July 11.
So,
All in favor say aye. Okay, let's see who's signed in. Barbara McComas.
Want me to go first?
Yeah, if you want to.
Well, y'all know why I'm here, don't you?
Yes, and we had asked Rick to come, and he had already had something scheduled tonight, so he
Yeah,
couldn't come. But
Here.
okay, so he'll be here on the 5th.
Well, Kirkendall was supposed to be here too. I want to say, he came to our house. And out of all of the people that knows what kind of water we got right at our house that we can't use, that's the first person that ever brought us water. He brought us 5 cases of water. I mean, we got churches around us, we got everything. He is almost 82, I'm 79. Our water, this is what our water looks like. That's our water. That's our water. Y'all seen the little rocks, I done showed you them to come out. And this right here, look at this. All right, this is what come out of our hot water heater. That was full, it burned up and we got in there, and this is what was in it. And then these are the burned up elements. See, they're covered with all that stuff, all these things burned up. And this is a filter we had. Did I drop something? No, sorry. See this right here? See, black. See, this is what all these things, you can't use nothing like this no more. This is our stuff. This is the top come off from it. See how it is? Now, do you know what? This won't wash off. You have to take and scrub this off right here. It won't come off. You can rub and put it in, but it just won't come off. And the people were down there today in some of the places, and they were going around, and they were who wanted water and who don't. But that's all it was. They signed their name and that was it. But they're coming to Big Buffalo, going up Big Buffalo, and that's all they're going to do now. So, why? If they'd stuck with the original plans upon this thing, we could have got water straight down Mud River to our house and then branch off to the hollers. Because we got the worst water that they are. I mean, we have got the worst water. And the guy come down there today that was taking, the neighbors told him how bad water we had. Said, we ain't got nothing compared to the McComases. And still, and they say you might not get it for 2 or 3 years anyway. I would like for somebody to tell me why that we have to and had to wait for water so long. Because look at this. I have showed y'all this. This is in the back. This is our commode. That's in the back of our commode, in the tank. That's what we got. This is how everything in the house has turned. Everything. It's turned. Everything. That black and that stuff has turned everything. And this, see, this is the black. You can rub down in the sink, and that's what you get. And we can't use it. It's going to come a time when we're not going to be able to get water. And what are we gonna do? We'll have to drink this filthy stuff, cause it's getting so now me and him can't get water up here. Cause you know what? Here's what he does. I put it on a hook and he pulls it up. Now who in America, who in the United States has to have water like this now? There's some people overseas got better water than we got. I mean, he is too old to have to be doing that. And you know what? Something has got to be done. Now, it's all there are to it. Something has to be done. And the money, why can't the $262,000 that y'all want to get back, why can't he help put water down through there?
Well, we don't know if we're gonna get it back, I don't think. I mean, I think so.
Well, see, Mr. Vance, it shows where all you've got water at. Why ain't Lower Mud River on that?
Well, I think, as you know, the first phase was funded, and it is completely funded. It's
Yeah, but it's not there, and it should have been, it should have been a long time ago. All of you do. Y'all all know it should have been.
And I know there's a lot of places in the county that they should have had water a long time ago.
Listen, there's people in the county got water that never started before we did. We did. There's just something the matter that Lower Mud River cannot get water. Now, there's something going on that we need water. And the politicians, they offer you everything. Once they get in, it's not there. Everything quits. What I have to do now, I'm just gonna go higher up and higher up. Somebody in the United States should know how come we don't have water down Lower Mud River. It's like a third world country water. Anybody with common sense knows that, if you'll just look at it. Now look at that. It's tore up everything in our house, all our fixtures, all our stuff. You can't take a bath in it, you can't do nothing. A wellman came out and he sent it to Kentucky, and it's got so much salt, so much sulfur, so much everything in it, that there's a gas well over across the river from us, has been a big pine tree been stuck in it and put a cap on it. Now, it's done got some way it's come over there because it's right close to our house. And our son lives down the road, his well's done turned this way too. People cross the road, their well's like that. Danny Shepherd, y'all heard of him, he's been over here lots of times. His well's like that. And in this thing right here, it tells how bad our water is, how unhealthy it is, and what it can do to our health. Right here, inside of this thing, all of that. And I think, now the guy that came down there, all the neighbors called me and said, Bart, he said it's gonna be a long time before y'all get water. And there was enough of money to have got water down there a long time ago. Because this thing right here tells about it. So, I would like for y'all, some of you all, somebody here that's got any pull anywhere to get us water. We can't, I don't know what we're going to do if one gets down sick. And we can't. Look here at my legs. Look what I have to do to put on me for pain. Just look. All on my legs in pain patches. And you know what? We need water.
Barbara, I'm sorry you're having to go through this, and I wish I could give you some more answers, I just don't.
There's not none. Nobody's got no answers because nobody will find out nothing or tell us anything.
Well,
it's just been a runaround ever since we tried to get water.
Well, Rick's supposed to, he's really sorry you couldn't come tonight.
Listen,
hopefully next time he can.
He has told me all kinds of stuff. He has told me, I've talked to him on the phone. He told me one time back last year, said it's going to start in about 3 months. He was just putting me off. I know what he was doing. I'm not dumb. I know when people's beating behind the bush. I'd rather be told the truth any time as lied to.
One of the reasons we was gonna have him here, because you had some questions last time about why they went the direction they did. And that's what I wanted him to address for you, because I don't know why they decided to go like they did.
I know, it's what that's coming back over here.
Well, when he gets here, that's one of the questions we would pose to him, to find out exactly why they did what they did.
See, we've tried, all of us, that time I brought that whole bunch over here, we've tried to pin him down, he will not tell you nothing.
Well, we'll have him here next time, he'll be on record, so we'll see what his answers are and things. But I realize the frustration, and I know that those people down there need water, and there's other places that
Listen,
can.
they are nobody, if you go door to door, the neighbors will tell you, there's nobody down there that's got water like we have in him. And it's a shame that people live in the United States that has to have water like that. Especially, all them water lines going places where there's houses miles apart. And they try to say from Big Buffalo, everything goes up Big Buffalo. Why that can't be put all the way, I wanna know why it's going up Buffalo, up those hollers. Why can't it come straight down Lower Mud River and then branch off into hollers? That's the way it's originally supposed to be.
Well, we'll ask them and see how they, if that was the original plan, how they changed it or why they changed it or.
You know, this is really, I've been over here so many times, I've showed y'all such nasty water. And you know, I've never got an answer.
You know, and that's why we wanna ask them that, but you know yourself that phase one is already fully funded, the commission's committee.
Yeah, but it might be fully funded, but when is it gonna start? That's
Well,
one thing.
We have probably some answers for that as far as when.
Yeah, as far as the phase one, realistically, they could advertise for bidding before the end of this year. As far as going, construction bidding, we've got to get the environmental done. as far as
It's
the
done,
process.
this,
No, I'm sorry, within the, not the environmental report, through the small city block grant that they provide. There's some-
this.
Yeah, right, but there's a format they have to have, I'm trying to say, for them to release and say we're allowed to move forward with construction bids.
Well,
So-
when the money was there, sir, why didn't they just now started going down there and saying, going door to door, saying, do you need water, sign your name, we'll be back and do all this stuff. And it's not gonna go, that's all they are to it. It's been too long.
Steve Stewart, do you wanna?
Thank you. I just wanted to give y'all a little update
I'm not sure what you said.
the lobby for the company as well as the community fair stuff. But 3 bills that passed the legislative session during this last regular session. One was crimes against property, and that makes it a felony for anybody that disrupts service to utilities, railroads, or poultry operations. When the disruption of that service could cause harm to anybody. In other words, if somebody steals copper, or they take a substation down, it takes a fan out of a coal mine, or they shut down service to the railroad where they can't get goods and services where they need to. It increases the penalties for those crimes, and we think it will help alleviate some of those problems. Another one adds utility workers and law enforcement officers to a group of individuals who are already named as, such as healthcare workers, first responders, and state workers. That it increases the penalties for anybody that assaults those folks while they're in the act of doing their job. And we've had increased instances here lately where we have people out doing their work, and especially during the storm, or if there's a disconnect or something like that that's necessary. The cases of assaults have increased, so we hope that this will stop that too. And last but not least, there's another bill that would prohibit anybody from suing a company or an individual for harm if they are harmed while they're in the process of committing a crime. And that's happened to us a lot of times, where somebody might be in a substation or break in someplace and they're in there to steal something, and they either get electrocuted, hurt, or killed, and either them or their family has been able to sue and get compensation back for that. and they'll prohibit those kind of racks, not just for utility companies, but for you as well, as citizens. So just wanted to update you on those three things that have happened, and if you have any questions, you can either ask me now, or I'm free anytime you need me to come over and talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks for all your help.
Appreciate it.
Under public comment, we have Jerry Swanson with Drug Court Month.
Thank you. Over here. May is National Drug Court Month, and here's some facts from the National Association of Drug Court Professionals. There's a proclamation on the back. I was hoping proclamation or resolution, I was hoping that you guys may adopt it at your next meeting, your first meeting in May. As part of National Drug Court Month, we always try to do a number of events associated with drug court. We have a juvenile drug court graduation scheduled. We don't have any adults far enough along to do an adult graduation. We do an annual softball game, actually, where all the drug courts, the Lincoln County, Boone County, Logan County, and Mingo County drug courts, some other inpatient substance abuse programs all come together and play softball. And actually, I didn't bring it, Judge Thompson is pictured in the national drug court literature up to bat in this ball game. So they've been pushing it, the national people have pushed it for years now. So, you know, I know you're just like, well, what are you doing taking criminals out to play? You know, you have to learn to have fun without getting high. And so that's one of the reasons we do what we do. But other things that we do during National Drug Court Month too is to try to memorialize and mourn those people who have been lost to addiction. And that's really why I'm here today. I'd like to ask the County Commission's permission to, on this little spot out back, to put a memorial. Well, it won't be specific to drug court, it'll be to all Lincoln Countyans who lost the fight to drugs and alcohol, or to an addiction.
To their family.
And for their family, right. We, I can't give you a firm, this is what it's gonna look like, because I don't know. We were initially thinking maybe out front near the bus stop, and we started looking, it's like, there's a power pole, street sign, and a stop sign all right there, and it's like, well, that wouldn't make a very good memorial. So, we're thinking maybe like, maybe a bench and some flowers, a little plaque, something. But we're here today to, one, ask you if you would adopt that at your next meeting, and two, if you give us permission to maybe take a little corner of that space out there to make a nice memorial for all these folks.
I don't have a problem with putting this on the next agenda. Okay. So Mary, make a note for our next agenda to have this on there. And just, I think that'll be fine, but just let us know that it's close to the time, what you come up with.
Okay.
As far as that.
With the actual.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's probably going to maybe either a concrete or a wooden bench, and some sort of little plaque on it with some flowers, something simple. Because our budget, like your budget, is pretty tight.
So just let us know.
So, but we can proceed.
Okay, yes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. I don't have any problem proceeding.
No.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you all.
All right, Mr. Webb, David Webb, I'm sorry. Should we go ahead and do Mark? Can we skip and do him?
Oh,
He's
staying.
You're good?
He likes
Okay.
them.
You have to sit here forever. Okay, David is giving us an update on our judicial annex across the road.
Here you go, bro. Okay, I took a look at that building over and we talked about, and I went over and I'm just gonna make a couple recommendations, and I broke this up into two phases on what I'm proposing that we start out and look at on this. The first thing that I did is I took law enforcement folks over there along with home confinement. We went through all of them, and it appears the third floor would be best suited for them right now, and that's not going to require us to do much of anything to get them up there. I did a walkthrough with the elections folks and West Virginia Extension Service, and we'll look at maybe trying to find them a place down the road. And I think we can work with both of those down in the basement area on the first floor. Elections, being able to use it for early voting, election day, and then the election activities that evening. And then West Virginia Extension Service then would use it basically the rest of the time. That would be their permanent, place down there, and that kitchen area really works out well for them. And I talked to them too specifically about the kitchen area being used as a common area for everybody. So we can have our courthouse functions there, Christmas, Thanksgiving dinner, etc. And also, the second floor then can be used for the remainder of the folks that's across the street in that white building. We can get everyone out of there and possibly then use that building for storage. We need storage bad. Right now, Charles Brumfield, he says, he's looking for additional storage. I know Darrell needs. Long term, what I was wanting to do is that sanctuary up there is just basically put that off limits, I think, to everybody. Because I know once you start using it, and then we can plan on family court along with the magistrates over there in that area. And that's going to require some major remodeling along with a lot of money, to make that happen. But if we keep that part of it isolated, I think that, we can work that as a long-term effort then in doing that. The bottom line right now, though, is the electrical work over there. There's nothing over there up to code. There's no way that you can take any type of computer system or anything over there and use it safely. There's no grounds whatsoever. That was put in there in 1952, so that has to be brought up to state and federal code. What I would propose there is getting the service drops put in that we need that will take care of the entire building. Then work this in a phase to rewire the basement. And we could get elections going down there, get Dave Roberts moved in there possibly, and operate from there and call that our first phase of this. So all I would need right now is for the commission to agree to advertise for electricians to come in and bid on putting in 2 new service entrances. Is what it's going to require. I've already had an electrician over there and give me some insight. We need 2 service drops of 200 amp panels, 2 of them, for the entire building. We don't need that for the basement, but if we're going to do this, we might as well put that in from the get-go, so we won't have to go back and redo it, and then rewire the basement. So the advertisement would be to come in and give us an estimate of what it's going to cost to put in these service drops and rewire the bottom floor. And I have everything that, and I was talking to Murray today, to just have them contact me and Murray, and I can go over with them and show them exactly what we need in that bottom floor. And get some estimates in so we'll know what it costs to get started on this.
I've checked to with the state, and we can get a grant for handicap accessibility if we can get other precinct today. So we can get some access, some handicap access through a grant that way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shame that we're having this election in the garage when we have that building.
Absolutely.
It would be nice if we could get it, something fixed for the general.
Why don't we put that on the next agenda?
Well,
I don't see any reason
we
why
can do it now, I think, because it's under where it's at. We can make a motion to go ahead and bid.
Approve for advertisement.
It'd
Oh,
have to be
yeah,
under,
yeah,
it'd have to be under section.
Yeah,
4.
we'll have to put it back on the next agenda.
Okay.
And the only question I would have is, are we gonna, because if you have people bid on things, we're not really bidding, right? We're getting estimates,
Yes.
Getting estimates.
because the bid has a timetable and things like that, so really we're just looking at estimates, so we're not you know, we're gonna have to put out $50,000 if whatever comes in, so, and I don't have a problem with that, but I just wanted to clarify that's what we were doing, is getting an idea of what it would cost.
Estimates.
Okay.
Well, we'll put it on the next agenda to do that, to get an estimate. And at least we'll know the ballpark of what it's gonna cost. And then we can, then the grant, the courthouse facility grant's due in October, right? So we're gonna apply for that again. And one of the reasons I think we didn't get it last time is because we weren't showing any, we hadn't made any moves over there, or showing any activity, and they want you to be using it, or.
You know, if we have the money to do the electrical work, you know, based on what comes back, I don't see any reason why we can't have this ready for the general election. You know, if we have the money, that's, of course, you know, that's gonna be the issue, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Doing that work just on that one floor won't take, you know, that long to do.
When we applied for that grant before, I mean, and the judge had to sign off on it, things like that, is that the floor that he wanted his magistrates and things on? I mean, what would it be?
He wanted the magistrates on the bottom, the family court was on, well, you know, that floor, and then the family court was the sanctuary floor, and then the magistrates' offices were at the top.
So we'd have to redo all that and have him approve it.
If you went back to those original plans, yeah.
Because
I
you
mean,
have to get that, the grant has to be applied with his signing off on it.
yeah, they have, and the Supreme
all-
Court does, and the individuals do, and yeah.
But you're saying that that, like, with the kitchen side, is that considered the basement?
Yes,
So that's what, yeah.
first floor basement,
Hey, whichever, yeah, it's hard to.
first floor basement,
Yeah.
whichever one you wanna call it.
Okay, well, we need to get an idea, because I mean, we've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, right now, we need an estimate on what it's gonna cost to get it wired, so we can even go in there and do anything.
And the extension office, we've got a contract with them till the first of the year anyway, so.
Well, and you all did want me to work with, try to
Yeah.
find them a place, right? Okay, so that's what I'm doing.
I mean, we don't know what's
And
gonna
I've
happen.
had Dave Roberts up there and look stuff, you know.
Just to be on the safe side, I don't know, we just don't know what's gonna happen with them and their lease or both.
Two,
All right, David, we'll get it on there.
okay, two other quick things not related to that. I wanna let you know, I've got with, home confinement folks, and they in turn got a hold of the prosecutor, and I'm gonna start using some home confinement folks to pick up litter on the weekends, doing some cleanup. And the prosecutor said that's fine, they're gonna redo their contracts, and it's gonna be volunteer stuff. And we're gonna do some cleanup of some boat ramps on the river and some different things. And they're volunteering to do this, and so am I. I mean, it's not like, you know.
So will that fulfill their community service?
No,
It
no,
will not.
no, has nothing to do with it. This is strictly volunteer work from them, and they don't have a problem volunteering to get out of the house, so. No, it doesn't have anything to do with their community service.
Okay. And the
To do that, you gotta go back and the judge rewrite everything, so. One other thing real quick, Rick Helton and I, we went over our salvage ordinance fairly well. I think we've got a good ordinance now. We wanted to go by the salvage yards that's in the county, that's legally licensed salvage yard, drop off these ordinance to them, and just kinda give them an update on, you know, things, and, you know, and then down the road, some of that stuff probably being enforced down the road.
Now, is
But-
this ordinance something you all just been working on, changing, altering it in any way?
No,
or
no,
is
it's
it
an
you
ordinance.
just been going back through and reviewing?
Yeah, yeah, it's an ordinance, been on the book forever.
But we've had several of those that we just, people forget about.
Yeah.
And I guess the planning commission.
Yeah, we all went, that's what the plan.
It's just a friendly, here it is, here's who we are, you know, type thing. And, that's it.
Appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Is Mike Callahan isn't here, is he? Okay. Now, Mike Webb. Drawdown request for Francis Creek Water, alcohol, water, Big Park.
Actually, we don't have anything official,
Okay.
stuff that we might, just be the first two. First is the Francis Creek water, and it is, Small City Block Grant Request number 19, and it's for $2,000 $20.95, and that's for an invoice from E.R. Robinson. You just need a motion with it. And with it, based off Rick's notes, contractor currently has one crew working on a punch list, and there's no change orders pending. Second contract is complete, no punch list, and so they are really coming to a complete close on Francis Creek.
I'll motion to approve, draw down the request as presented, and give the president permission to sign such.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Do you wanna go along and go ahead and do your other one?
Yeah, the second one is a local draw from the county commission as far as for the alcohol water project, and it's for Thrasher Engineering, and it's for $1,784. And again, that's local draw number 3.
I move that we, accept the draw number 3 for the alcohol project, and I'll give the president permission to sign.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
This is our first one?
Third.
Third.
Yeah. But again, and that one is
It's
coming to a
almost
relatively
done.
close, I would say
Oh.
punch list, everything included, probably within literally a month.
I think they're having a little, ceremony the 21st.
A valve opening ceremony.
Yes, a valve opening
May
ceremony.
21st is what they're trying to put together, so we'll see, as far as any finishing up details, we'll have, of course, have a few more draws after that, just to finish up any reporting and things of that nature, but no.
Okay.
Big. And real quick, I wanted to say thank you guys
Thank you.
for always being welcome here. My last day with Region 2 is next Friday.
Ah,
Been there about a dozen years or so, and taking what talent I have in a different direction. But I want to say thank you guys. Appreciate your work.
Nice to meet you.
we're gonna miss you here.
No more Brown.
I'm
But
totally
busy.
no, thank you.
Okay, we have Rick Helton's got a proposal to attend the West Virginia Floodplain Management Association Conference on June 12th and 15th of this year. He has put down a little bit of information about it, and it's in your packet. If you all wanna look at it, I don't think it's urgent that we do anything tonight, is it? You already paid your registration?
I have not.
Um,
The registration would be $165 for the registration for that.
okay.
And I can go ahead and put that on my own personal card, but I didn't wanna,
Okay. Can you let us look at this and figure out what to do?
okay?
And we'll talk about it on the 5th. We just got this, so let us figure out what's our best way to go about this.
Okay.
And we'll decide something the next meeting. All right? Okay. Under unfinished business, we have nothing on the agenda. Then our new business is pretty much just stuff. Have you all looked at it? Okay, do I have a motion to approve the new business?
I move we approve the business.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye? All right, that is it. If nobody else has anything they want to add, Dawn, do you have anything? Okay, all right. If that's it then, I need a motion to adjourn the Lincoln County Commission until May 5th, 2016 at 6.
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Um,